Hello, it's me, Imogen Heap, and this is episode 1 of vBlog series 2. Now, some of you may remember and have loved the old Heap vBlog series, where I did about 50 of them, and it was all about the making of Ellipse and the building of my studio, which is soon to be changing. And I just thought there's so much going on in my life at the moment while I wait for Spark's album to be finally released, which is deeply frustrating because I'm ready, the music's ready, the videos are ready, the documentary films are ready, but the label is not ready, or the distribution isn't ready. And it's really annoying and it's out of my control. So I'm keeping my chin up and I'm just carrying on with all these millions of projects, which I wanted to share with you. So yeah, first of all, a kind of an apology, even though it's not my fault, about the delayed album release, which is, yeah. But also just to kind of tell you all these things because I can't write them all down because it takes too long and there's not enough characters in Twitter to really tell you what these things are. So some of you recently may have been following me on the Twitter and seen Heap Piano and been wondering what that was. Well, what it is ever since forever really, I've been improvising on the piano before I even wrote songs, before I even knew my own name. I was playing the piano and it's just a place where I go and feel really comfortable and kind of explore things that I don't tend to do when people are around. It's funny how instantly, as soon as somebody walks in the door or somebody's in the room, I start playing differently, like I'm being observed or something. I'm trying to get over that. But this is part of the project to help me kind of be that improvising Heap person on the piano and singing, feeling uninhibited with this kind of box of accessories that I'm going to attach onto any acoustic piano, any acoustic grand piano, so that I can go anywhere in the world, conferences, do shows, and not have to take along a massive piano wherever I go, but to be able to augment it by using little extra controllers and things that are going to stick into the piano. So what I'm going to be using, or what I'm experimenting with now, is a Moog or a Moog piano bar, which is a bar that sits on top of the piano and detects what notes you're playing and then translates that into MIDI so that you can then use visuals with that. I can trigger visuals with what notes I'm playing. I can play other sounds on top of the acoustic piano, or I can get it to trigger things to come in and out, or different sound samples, or however I want to use the piano bar. And then I'm going to be using my mi.mu gloves, my beautiful mi.mu system, which is now on Kickstarter if you haven't already seen it, which isn't up for very much longer. So if you want a pair, if you want to bag a pair, have to get on there now. They're really amazing way to make music gesturally, unchained from your computer, freely in space, moving around as you make music. A dream come true. So my mi.mu gloves, the Moog piano bar, Leap motion, kind of doing large, kind of changing large parameters, like maybe a whole set of sounds that I might want to change. I may not want to do like individual things like I'm doing with my gloves, but I may want to change a whole environment of what the piano is doing. I'm using some really cool microphones called the Mojis. So these little tiny microphones that stick onto maybe a piano, for instance, or a pane of glass, or put it onto your kitchen sink, and you can play your kitchen sink. So check it out if you don't already know what they are. They're called Mojis, M-O-G-E-E-S. And so Bruno, who I met just yesterday in town, I was very excited to meet him finally, is going to be working with me on the Mojis, and we may even make special images. So I probably shouldn't have said that, but anyway, we might be making special images. Exciting. And there's going to be a camera inside the piano, which is going to be able to kind of map out certain sections, so I can use a whole different inside when I'm playing the strings, or maybe a little mechanized little tiny bow that's going to go round and round, so I can play the strings like a cello bow, but with a little mini motorized bow. We'll see if that actually happens. And then what else have I forgotten? Leap motion gloves, camera, piano bar, Mojis, that's it. And probably some other kinds of things, how to get around, how to tap the tempo in when I'm improvising, and things like that, time signatures. So that's the Heap Piano. And the first performances with the Heap Piano will happen in June, because I've got lots of festivals and kind of conferences that I'm playing at, which are not proper festivals, they are festivals, but they're kind of ticketed things like IEO Festival, Cannes at TED at Cannes. I'm doing the Kinnet conference, and I'm doing something called the Founders Forum. But I don't know if some of them are public, some of them aren't. Anyway, new team members to introduce you to: Ado Meyer from Germany, Alexei Michalek from France, Eduardo Fitch from Mexico, who's kind of lives all around the world and currently lives in Paris, and Thor, which has got a terribly complicated last name, which I can't find. Anyway, Thor, wait a minute. Kolbrunarson, Thor Konalbrunarson, who is Icelandic, and so some of them are working on the Heap Piano, some of them are working on stems. So I'm going to be releasing, first time ever, individual stereo stems of my album, my last album, Sparks. So you have the drums, you have bass, you'll have percussion, you'll have strings, you'll have voice, you'll have backing vocals, lead vocals, without effects, with effects, all kinds of other weird sounds, lots of weird sounds. Most of them are here, which will be in there. So you can do what you like with them, mess around. Well, actually I haven't decided exactly what you can do with them legally. But yeah, basically I'm going to be selling those, and I haven't quite decided. I was thinking £50 a song. Is that a lot? Maybe, but also it's a lot of hard work and giving away a lot of secrets. So anyway, I thought I'd be doing that. So we're kind of preparing the stems for you from the album mix sessions. Done a couple of photo shoots, one with fantastic photographer Jeremy Cowart, who in Iceland, very beautiful trip in Iceland. I even saw the Northern Lights. I went with my adorable, wonderful, beautiful, fantastic, brilliant, smart, intelligent, handsome man, Michael Labor. There, that's his name. That is the name of the man of my dreams, who I haven't yet told you about really. I've kind of hinted I'm in love, but that's the man. So Mike Labor, or darling, or sexy, or whatever I want to call him at the time. So I went with him. It was great. Okay. And so yeah, you can go and see the photographs of them online. I also did a photo shoot for the gloves, the mi.mu gloves, which you can see a photographer called Fiona Garden, and you can see the shots that we did there as well. I'm working with Sennheiser. They're like being patrons to different artists around the world who they think are doing cool things, and I'm lucky to be one of them. So it means they kind of, help me out, give me a little bit of cash, help me develop things I want to develop. And I'm there in the UK with another artist called Di Maidstone, who's absolutely amazing, and she makes these incredible instruments that you wear, like a harp that you wear on your head and you pluck like this as you move around. It's really amazing. And she also makes this harp, it's called a human harp, and you attach yourself to suspension bridges around the world and play the bridge. So she's also part of this campaign called Momentum. So she's doing that too. And we're going to be, hopefully, Sennheiser and I are going to be developing a pack so that I can have my microphone here, microphone here, microphone here, headphones, which is the kind of setup that I use live, as a like exoskeleton to the gloves, and that's what I'm hoping to be developing with them. One pack for basically 4 packs that I used to kind of wear on stage. So it's kind of a bit easier for me to wander around with all that lot. Album release. I don't think I've mentioned the album release. Have I mentioned that? No. Album release is delayed, which you may have noticed, which is really frustrating because it's ready. It's been ready. What?
You did already.
Oh, I did. Okay. I'll start again on something else. Reverb Festival. So Reverb Festival is a festival of contemporary classical music and electronic music. It's kind of a bit of whatever I fancy, really. And I've been working on it for about 2 years, and it's at the Roundhouse in Camden. It's going to be really amazing. It's in August. I've been spending a lot of time working on it. I've travelled to Finland, to Denmark, to Norway, all around finding these composers to celebrate. And I started with a guy called Pekka Kuusisto, who's this incredible violinist from Finland. And basically, because I was just like, I don't know how to choose the people in the world I want to play at this festival, never done any curation before. So I just asked Pekka, who do you think is the most amazing person right now making music? And at that time, he said to me, Maja Radka. So I went to Norway to ask her who does she think is the most amazing person right now in music? And she said Simon Steen Andersen. So I went to Denmark and I met Simon. I said, Simon, who do you think at the moment? And he sent me off to this guy called Alexander Schubert. So this is kind of how the festival began. And but there's all kinds of amazing people like Tim Exile, who's a hero of mine, who's going to be involved. Nick Ryan, who I've worked with before in the past. He's just beautiful, amazing, makes beautiful music. Working with an artist called Crayola in visualizing sound inspired by synesthesia. And what else? And loads of kind of workshops. You can play the mi.mu gloves, my gloves. You can play them in a room. You can play maybe a bit of Me the Machine. I haven't quite figured that out yet. Anyway, that will all be up online probably by the time this blog goes up online. So you can buy your tickets, and you can even buy a golden glove ticket, which gets you into all of the events over the 4 days, where I'll be taking my Heap Piano, and I'll also be doing my first Imogen Heap performance with songs, kind of like a normal Heap show, with my partner in crime, who is called Leafcutter John. Leafcutter John makes amazing music, is hilarious, and absolutely genius at making these little machines that can respond to light, musical machines that can respond to light, or you know, kind of taking lots of instruments, hacking them apart, or little pieces of a glockenspiel, and turning it into this kind of mechanical creature. So we're going to be finding those, hopefully from all around the world, and people's lost creatures that they've made and have left on their shelves, dust them off and send them to us. So there's going to be a little place online you can see about that. That's an aeroplane. I don't know if you can hear that. So the marathon, you may have noticed that I didn't run the marathon. I was planning to run the marathon. I did my 20 miles. I was ready to go, and then at the last minute I had to cancel due to medical reasons. So that was really annoying, but it was softened because my sister Juliet, who was going to do it with me, she did an amazing job. She made it around in 4 hours 27 minutes, which was exactly her goal. She wanted to get under 4 hours 30. And she's raising money for the both of us now for Music in Hospitals, which is the charity that brings music into hospitals, because, as you know, music gets places in your brain that other therapies can't. And it's really fantastic what they do. So she's still trying to raise money. So please go to JustGiving/Heap Sisters and donate some money. And then I'm going to be running next year along with her, along with my brother, along with Kate, who's my brother's wife, along with Michael. So we're all going to be going together, raising money for them. I did a little private show in Washington for a fantastic woman called Nicole, and her friend and her brought me over, Lisa, brought me over there, and it was the first really intimate private performance that I've ever done. I did one other actually a long time ago, but yeah, it feels like the first one for a while. And I've decided I loved it so much that I would like to try to do 5 a year. So they're quite expensive, they're like £10,000, but you get me, you know, and you can take me out for dinner if you like, pick me up from the airport, you don't have to. And I play the songs that you love on the piano for an intimate group of friends, with no PA, just like really open in the room. And I just had the best time ever. I mean, I love playing big gigs, but I just love this like really, really intimate thing. And Nicole was really happy. She got promoted to corporal, which is very exciting. So she's now a corporal in the Royal Air Force. Sorry, in the Air Force in the States, and she's a paediatric medic. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So I did that, and I'd like to do more of them. I did TED in Vancouver, 30-year anniversary of TED. Got invited over as an all-star, and lots of my really good friends were there, including Amanda Palmer, who's a mi.mu glove flag waver. She's getting a pair of mi.mu gloves if we make our Kickstarter goal. Also, Zay Frank was there. He did a hilarious piece. And there's just loads of friends there. It was a really fantastic time. Talked a little bit about my gloves, played some songs. My keytar broke thanks to I think it was Air Canada I was taking. Nothing against Air Canada, everything great apart from the fact they broke my keytar. And then Ted fixed it, so that was good. The neck came off. Been working on my tour visuals with a guy called Ersin. And if you want to see a little bit of what he can do, some of the visuals in the Me the Machine music video, which is up now for you to see and hear for the first time, you can see a little bit of what he does. But we are developing this incredible live show, which is probably going to happen touring next year around May. And I'm going to start in the UK, I'm going to go to the States, going to go all around the world. And you're going to choose the set list, so get ready. Yeah. I think that's it. How long was that?
15.
15?
Yeah.
Oh, right. You were meant to tell me at 9.
I told you.
Did you tell me?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying any attention. Oh well. Well, it's been a long time since I did the last vBlog, and of course lots of other stuff's happened since then. But yeah, that's Eduardo, by the way, Eduardo Fitch, who's filming these vBlogs now. And he's going to be keeping you up to date and me on form every 2 weeks to fill you in on what's going on. So goodbye for now. Hope you enjoyed. Lots of love. Heap